artistique. Effectivement, mal, c'est une bonne réponse. Et alors le prénom, est-ce que tu as le prénom? Allez, la chanson c'est Aerosmith. Ouais, c'est vraiment très très bien. On peut l'applaudir bien fort s'il vous plaît, messieurs, dames. Allez, est-ce que vous en voulez encore? Parce que apparemment ils en ont rien, ils sont en pleine forme en région, ils n'arrêtent pas de me dire on en a. Allez, c'est parti. Le Japon, bonne réponse. Vous êtes en forme, hein? Yukiko, c'est ce matin qui a d'ailleurs fait un podium sur les solos. Bon, messieurs, dames, il est maintenant temps de diriger vos regards vers l'écran géant afin de pouvoir visualiser les vidéos de nos partenaires. Évidemment, Marcelin, mascotte officielle de la Fédération française de natation, qui sera avec nous encore cet après-midi. Et si vous souhaitez faire des photos, des petites dédicaces, un petit câlin à Marcelin, eh bien, cela est possible. Marcelin se trouvera après les protocoles au niveau du hall de la piscine. Allez, messieurs, dames, sur l'écran géant, les vidéos des partenaires. À suivre. Les clubs forever, partenaire beauté de la Fédération française de natation. Partenaire ODS, partenaire des Jeux Olympiques de Paris 2024, qui présente sa vidéo.
Les séances, faire le plus grand événement sportif du soir, une seule inspiration durable. Une mission, faire de Paris 2024 les Jeux les plus responsables de l'histoire. Ensemble, faisons briller les Jeux de Paris 2024. Sur 是孔百山写给山外人的象形文，它记录了4394种动植物的繁衍、生长和规律。生命因循而生，万物因循而。
Acrobatic moves we see at all levels. Good timing. Absolutely superb. And amazing flexibility, great balance. right at the end there. Lovely pictures of slow motion here.
We first would like to inform the coaches that they can come at the end of the Mixed Duet Tech competition to change their coach cars. They will have 1 hour to do this after the end of the Mixed Tech Duet.
Nous aimerions informer les entraîneurs qu'ils ont la possibilité de changer leur coach card à la fin de l'épreuve des duos.
Hello and welcome back to the World Cup in Artistic Swimming, the second World Cup of the season. We're at the wonderful Piscine Olympique Angelotti in Montpellier, a beautiful location in southern France, situated on the River Lez. So this morning we have already had the solo free for women and the solo free for men, with gold medals being awarded to Japan, Inui Yukiko, and Italy, Gabriele Minac for the men. A truly special occasion for them and some fabulous swimming. But now we move on to the technical duet for women. Altogether there will be 21 duets swimming. Each routine will be around about 2 minutes 20 seconds long, and within that they will be doing 8 hybrids and 1 acrobatic movement. So the 8 hybrids, including the acro, are 5 technical required elements. So you will see that a lot of the elements that they do will look exactly the same because they are the technical required elements. But in addition to that, they can do 2 free hybrids and 1 acrobatic move as well. That's the criteria, that's what they've all been working for. And they will be swimming in front of 2 panels of judges. One of the judges will be looking at the elements, the execution of those elements, make sure that they are at maximum height and good vertical lines. And another panel of judges looking at the artistic impression, which covers the choreography, the musicality, the performance, and the transitions between all of the hybrids. It is always quite challenging in a technical program because should any of these athletes get the technical required element incorrect, then they will be reduced to a 0 score just for that element. Lisa Schott, the chairperson, and the referee for the day, the all-important referee, Marie Cavagliuculu. So I mentioned the panels of judges. These are the elements judges, followed by the artistic impression. 5 judges on each panel, but the highest and lowest scores are deducted, so it's just the 3 that are averaged out. And then we have the technical controllers. So we have the difficulty technical controllers, and also because of the synchronization, unlike the solo, we now have synchronization technical controllers as well. The synchronization technical controllers will be looking to see if there's any small errors, obvious errors, or major errors. And those scores will be deducted from the element score before the final result is given. So a chance to look at the judges again. The artistic impression judges, they give 3 separate scores. One for choreography musicality, 1 for presentation and 1 for transitions. The element judges, they give a score for every single element that they see, which is then multiplied by the degree difficulty. So this is the start list. And we start with Slovakia. Chiara Dickey and Leah Anna Krajkovikova. So they have just 20 seconds to set up. You'll hear a whistle and then they start the performance. The theme of this routine is the robots. And straight into an acro lift with rotation. And the first of the required hybrids, required elements. Walk over back, the second required element, degree difficulty of 3. And into the free hybrid. This is where they can decide on the choreography themselves and the difficulty. Get extra bonuses for angles. Into the double body leg, the flamingo full twist. Keeping nice and steady, keeping the height into the split. Good timing on the walkout. The timing on those rotations was slightly out. There was 3 rotations on the spin. And the bent knee thrust, trying to keep steady, keep that vertical line. Not easy when you're doing a 360 rotation. Again, just a few timing issues which the synchronization technical controllers will pick up on. And that will mean some deductions from the element score. But overall, not a bad performance at all. Never easy to go first. Unlike the routines that we've seen in the past in previous years, with these new rules, the technical elements can be done in any order. Previously, they had to be done in a specific order, but that's all changed, and the swimmers can choose the order that they do them as long as they all do either the A category or the B category. So each required element has 2 options, either A or B. A has a higher degree difficulty, but if they're not strong enough to maybe do that many rotations, for example, then they can choose to do option B, which is normally just a few less rotations. Lots of new rules as we take another look at their performance. You can see just a few synchronization errors coming into it. So the technical controllers will need to decide if they are small errors for 0.1 deduction, obvious error, which is 0.3, or a very major error, which is 3 points. And their scores 193.1722, degree difficulty 24.85, elements 122.12, artistic impression 71.05. And now the duet from Colombia, Melissa Zabelas Correa, Estafia Robanel, and the theme of their routine is Phoenix. They've been working on high-level rotations, so look out for that. Current national and Bolivian champions. Start straight away with an acro pair lift with the legs into the split. Difficulty of 1.2. Very quickly in and out of it. Now going for the free hybrid. Good difficulty and travelling as well. Lots of angles to get those bonuses. Rocket split. Choosing to go with the B rather than the A on that one. No alternating legs. Double belly legs steady, keeping height. That was quite a big error. That was obvious. Good synchronization on the arms. Just slightly different emphasis on the beginning of the spin, which affected the timing just slightly. Good movement around the pool as we go into the final free hybrid. They went for a difficult free hybrid at the end there, starting off with a thrust level 9. There are only 9 levels, so that is the highest level that you could possibly be. And it was the reason it's considered to be very difficult is to get height on a thrust, the costume right out of the water, and then stop above the knees. It's very difficult to do. You need to hold that for quite a long time. I'm not sure whether they quite managed to get that, but the difficulty judges will be looking at that very closely and deciding whether for that they need to go back to the base mark. Hopefully not. So with the new rules, yes, it can sound a little bit complicated, but on the 5 technical required elements, if they were to make a mistake, then it would go down to a 0 score. On the 2 free hybrids, if there is an error, it goes down to what we call a base mark. Base mark is the number of movements that they've done and the time underwater. Not quite as bad as going down to a 0, but it does impact massively on the score. So the score to beat so far is 193.179. Nice flexibility on the split. And good control on the spin, just maybe slightly out on the timing. And obviously it shows up a little bit more when you're looking at it at slow motion. But again, there, as they came out of it, just more little timing errors. And remember, the synchronization will be deducted from the element score to get a total score. But lovely underwater shots here. It really shows off the grace and the power of these swimmers. And they certainly look like they enjoyed the performance as well. They like swimming to the theme of the Phoenix because they think that daily life teaches you to rise from falls and learn from criticism, as the Phoenix did. Important to know when you can be reborn and fly every dawn. Finished 21st in the World Championships last year. I'm sure training hard for the forthcoming World Championships in Japan later this year. As we just await the scores. Coached by Elena Azarova. They swam at the first World Cup. Their score there, 181.1833, which is slightly more than they got in Canada a few weeks ago at the first World Cup. 23.20 for their difficulty. Puts them slightly behind at second place. Next to swim, we have the duet from Portugal. Maria da Silva Jorge Gonzalez, 23 years of age, and Sheila Moreira, 24 years of age. The theme of their routine is going to be rodeo. I like the positive energy of this music. And straight into the acro lift with rotation. The difficulty 1.6. And a thrust bent knee with a 12 spin 360. Needed to lock the knees on the flamingo roll down. Keep those twists nice and steady, but super on the flexibility. The free hybrid and making sure that they get the rotations, the airborne weight as well, the stability, but also travelling to get the bonuses as well. You have to travel at least 1 metre for it to count. Slightly different emphasis for the synchronization there. But I like the amount they're swimming around the pool coverage, which is really important for the artistic impression score. Slightly different levels on the leg for the spin down. 3 rotations. complex angles in the free hybrid to try and get those extra bonus marks just at the end. A nice performance there from the duet from Portugal. They always look like they have a lot of fun when they are swimming it. They're very different in personalities. So they have a good yin and yang that really works in harmony together, so they complement each other. It's new choreography this year, as a lot of these routines are, because of all of the rule changes that came in very, very recently. So they've all had to look at their programs, look at their difficulty, look at the artistic impression, and almost rewrite the routines, even if some of them use the same music. They're both from the same club in Lisbon, and they say they have tremendous support from the team, including all of their nutritionists and the speed swimming coaches, the dance coaches, along with their federation and the Lagos City directors.
Routine score 206.7792.
With a change of directions, that's showing difficulty. And some of these movements on the free hybrids are really hard to synchronize. So the score in first place at the moment, 193.179. And they go into first place with 206.7722, 25.4 degree difficulty, elements 131.02, artistic impression 75.75. So the duet from Uzbekistan, Diana Onkes and Ziadkan Toskuyeva. Theme of this routine, Back to the Future. They like the constantly increasing tempo of the music. They find it really bright and rhythmic. Allows them to do some unpredictable transitions. They're choosing to go with a free hybrid. This is going to be quite a long figure. Time underwater will be more than 16 seconds and the number of movements more than 30. And travelling as well, and complex angles. Lightly letting the legs come over the face a little bit, and you can see the legs moving with the sculling technique. They should really be very, very steady. Putting their acro pair move in the middle of the routine. One of the elements that they have to perform. To the back walkover, 360 into a vertical from the split, and then 3 rotations down. Fishtail tonight. They're swimming a bit too far away from each other. From this angle it's difficult to tell, but I felt that they were slightly offline.
Ce duo vous a été présenté par
Plenty of double armed movements
représentant l'Ouzbékistan.
and an unbalanced free hybrid adds to the difficulty.
From Uzbekistan.
Yep, lots of difficulty, huge amount in that last figure, a 6.4 degree difficulty altogether. It wasn't executed perfectly, but I admire them for going for something that difficult at the end of the performance when they are most tired. That was an airborne weight level 7, rotation level 7 out of 9. Rotation 3, flexibility 2, so lots and lots of variation in that last free hybrid. They very much enjoy working with the new rules and putting the routine, creating this routine to make the most benefit on the difficulty when it came to the free hybrids. On the height, if they were mid-thighs, the scores would naturally be higher, but they're both consistent, they're both just above the knees, which would be around about a 6.5 for the judges out of 10. Judges' marks go up in 0.25 increments now, which is another change. Used to be 0.1. Lovely shots of this sculling action as they move and open out into flexibility of the split. And then the egg beater leg kick to try and get maximum height and body out of the water. 167.3084, so down on the elements score, putting them in a 4th place. But degree of difficulty 21.35. Just need a little bit more height now. So we move on now to the duet from Austria, 2 of the triplets, Anna Maria Alexandri, Irini Alexandri, both 25 years of age, obviously, and their sister taking a silver medal earlier in the solo free. This is their new routine, very excited to see this, the theme of karate. This will be technically strong, particularly on their first free hybrid, and fantastic height there on their first acro. They move into the rocket split. Oh, wonderful height. That sort of level you'll be up in the 9s. They move into the free hybrid. 6.75, incredibly difficult to do. So much difficulty, maximum time underwater and maximum number of movements as well to get the highest base mark if needed. Holding those legs beautifully steady. That's how we like to see a flamingo roll down, and height well above the knees on the twist. Lovely timing on the walkout. Back walkover, opening to the split. And then the 3 spins down. The final free hybrid, again this is very high, over 7.05 on the difficulty. So many rotations and then bringing the legs down and straight up again. Wonderful performance there from the Austrians. Really good to see their new routine. They had an exceptional year last year, taking a silver medal at the European Championships and a bronze at the World Championships. That's the first time, that's the premiere of their new duet. So I know a lot of people were very much looking forward to seeing it, including me. Choreographed by Stefan Meermont and coached by Albena Mladenova. Their aim is to win medals at the European Games, which is being held in Poland in June, and also medals in Japan at the World Championships. What a busy year these athletes have. But like all these duets, they work so hard to see continuous improvement. It's been fascinating to watch their journey over so many years. You can see good height here. Arms going up in unison for the spin down. .60 for degree difficulty, so that puts them in first place overall. Fantastic element score, 273.3458. So that has certainly set the target for the others, and an 85.65 for artistic impression as well. Great score for them on the first outing of their new routine. And now we have the duet from Aruba. Kira Robert, Michaela Morales. Finished 9th in the recent World Cup in Canada a few weeks ago. Their score then was 171.91. So they will be keen to beat that and get ahead of that. Their theme, speed of life in the 21st century. Slightly off timing on the continuous spin the rotations and choosing their first element as their B element rather than the A, so slightly less difficulty. And the flamingo roll down being done across the pool. I think the leg still came over the face just slightly on that roll down. Travel right in front of the panel of judges on the far side. They do a level 6 flexibility move. And some complex angles within this to get bonus marks. acro move. Lots of different ways you can do that. They simultaneously join together. Little bit of travel on the spin down.
Vous venez de voir évoluer devant vous Kira Hoovers et Michaela Morales-Sequeira, représentant Aruba.
This routine was presented by Kira Hoovers and Michaela Morales-Sequeira from
Watch
Aruba.
the timing. Love the angles there, but there are some synchronization errors there, which is a real shame. They will be getting very tired as it's right at the end of the performance. Of course, they get bonuses for putting that at the end, but it was a shame to just have those few errors. They've been working on trying to get themselves to do faster movements. They don't want any breaks or any slow parts, and I could really see the difference. They also want to perfect their execution, and that's what they're going to be working towards with their coach, Ila Brandimart. They're going to hopefully qualify for the Pan Am Games, which are being held later this year, and their goal is to get a top 20 place at the World Championships in Fukuoka, and of course ultimately to qualify for the Olympic Games next year in the duet event. They did win a bronze at the CCCAN competition in Panama at the end of last year, but have adapted the choreography quite a lot since then. So remember, I think I mentioned at the beginning that they got a score of 171.9167 when they swam this routine in Markham in Canada just a few weeks ago. So it'll be interesting to see how the scores today compare with that.
25. For artistic impression, 67.95. Routine score 150.2.
So currently in first place, the Alexandri triplets, two of them, 273.3458 after an incredible performance. Second, Portugal on 206.7792. But a long way to go. There are 21 duets in this competition today, which is absolutely fantastic for a World Cup. And I know the French hosts were really delighted with how many people. That's the acrobatic move. So you can either push with the arms or the legs. You can do the head first or foot first. So you can see there that the timing just isn't quite right on spinning down. So a score of 150.20. Degree difficulty 19.45. The element score, the execution, is down a little bit. So they will be watching that, I'm sure, on video afterwards and learning from it. But overall, a pretty good performance. And nice to see now the duet from Belgium. Amélie Cator, Samo Katsis. Technical duet final. The music they're going to use is Four Seasons, specifically the Storm. They want it to be dynamic. They want to be selected to swim duet at the European Games this year. those arm movements. Affect the score a little bit, particularly on the artistic impression. Synchronization. There is coming into it. They're a young duet, both 18 years of age. It's great to see them swimming here. They're not as experienced as some of the other competitors. To go with the B option rather than the A option on some of these. Just slightly lower on the degree difficulty.
This routine was presented by Samo Kapetsis and Americator from Belgium.
Hybrid. Trying to impress the judges just before they finish. It's a very fine line for coaches to know whether to go for to select the A required element or the B, because they have to be sure that they are going to execute it well, because if they go for an A and they don't do it properly, they could get zeroed. If they go for a B, it's likely to be a little bit safer, and therefore the difficulty is a little bit lower. So I think for them it was good that they decided to go for 2B instead of 2A, just to be sure that they do get it right. They had some complex angles though to try and get some bonus points. The way they set up these is fascinating to watch, isn't it? And the power in those legs as well, absolutely brilliant. So on both of the free hybrids they had complex angles, and they went for degree difficulty on the free hybrids on the last one of 2.5, which, considering it's right at the end, need to keep above the knees here if they can. It's so important in the execution now on these elements. It really has been defined exactly what these judges should be looking for. So 121.6223, putting them in 7th place at the moment. 17.5 on difficulty, 58.67 elements, 62.95 on artistic impression. And next to swim we have the duet from Canada, Johnny Newman, 17 years of age, with Kenzie Crudell, the 25-year-old. The theme of this routine is Tick Goes the Clock, plenty for interpretation and artistry to this music. Straight into the acro. The rocket split alternating, spinning 180. Now the free hybrid, really nice synchronization there. 5.15 degree difficulty for this. Number of movements over 30. Time under at least 16 seconds, packing a lot into that time. Slightly different emphasis on the egg beater high boost. Nicely into the walkover back. Nice hold before the 3 rotations. Would have liked to have seen the line of the leg a little bit straighter there on the flamingo roll down.
Ce duo a été présenté par Kenzie Friedel et Johnny Newman, représentant le Canada.
Lovely
This
timing.
routine is presented by Kenzie Friedel and Johnny Newman from Canada.
Into their final 3 hybrid, 4.85 difficulty. Watch the timing again. Looking for some complex angles for bonus. And a good swim there from the Canadian pair, coached by Claudia Holzner, who came
So,
fifth at
elements,
the Olympic Games back in Tokyo.
1918.
Held up by Jacqueline Simino on that occasion, but also coached by Gabor Zauder and Kasia Switzer herself, who was in the Olympics in 1996, winning a silver medal in the team. She did the choreography as well. So the athlete suggested a lot of ideas as well for this routine, so they worked very closely with Kasia, but it really does showcase their creativity and the accuracy of movement. They would really love to qualify for the Olympic Games next year, of course. Really good height on the acro move. So when they competed in Markham in Canada recently, they scored 202.0584. Be interesting to see how this score today compares. See whether they have got a PB now on this new routine. A lot of it was good, a lot of the synchronization was good, just a few errors on alignment and a few synchronization errors coming into it as well. But putting them into the second place at the moment, 217.8418. Degree difficulty high at 25.80, elements 137.19 and 80.60 for the artistic impression. So the duet from the Czech Republic, Karolina Kloskova, Aneta Rakova, 21 and 22 years of age. This is their routine, the theme Ukrainian greeting. The Ukrainian coach did the choreography, and it's helped to lift her spirits over the last few years. Flip. Degree difficulty of 2 on the acro lift, and then straight into the free hybrid, 5.25 difficulty. Complex angles and travelling as bonuses. settling down. Legs should be straight. Nice lines though on the full twist. Nose now into the spin. Into the split. Legs should come up symmetrically there. Nice line on the 3 rotations.
Vous venez de voir s'exprimer devant vous Aneta Rakova et Karolina Puskova, représentant la République
Legs
tchèque.
be held steady as you go from fishtail to nice position.
Karolina Puskova from Czech Republic. The shooting is under technical review. We kindly ask you to wait for the source.
Ce palais fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des scores. Ces nageuses sont entraînées par
Final 3
Alexandra
hybrid.
Yamakova,
Maximum time underwater and number of movements. Good difficulty of 5.45. Just a few little synchronization errors coming in right at the end there. But good travel on that hybrid as well. And some angles, not too complex on the angles, so quite simple angles. And there you can see the technical controllers standing up, getting ready to analyze that performance to see whether any of the required elements need to go to a 0 if they weren't done correctly, and whether any of the 3 hybrids need to go to the base mark score. They're very good friends in and out of the pool. They even spend holidays together with their families as well. So that's always nice to hear when you spend so much time with someone. The way they set up for this was really strong because they'd moved so far out in front of the judges as well. Choreographed by Alexandra Yermakova and coached by Libus Zikova and Sona Bernadova, who herself competed for Czech Republic for many, many years. When they competed recently in Canada, they finished 13th. 141.32 was their score there. And that's a very, very big improvement. They've improved on their difficulty as well. 213.2375. Much better on the execution. So they've obviously been working very hard indeed. To Kazakhstan, duet technical final, Arina Pushkina and Yasmin Toyakova. This is their tango dance, a slightly different interpretation. Elements. Technical required element 5 first. All of their required elements are from the A category, not the B. difficulty of 6.7 on this free hybrid. Pretty good on synchronization. Nice transitions. Good timing on the continuous spin.
Vous venez de voir évoluer devant vous Yasmi Tuyakova et Arina Pushkina représentant le
To
Kazakhstan.
have the musicality as well as having a technical program.
And Arina Pushkina from Kazakhstan.
That split. Continuous spin. Really fast movements, which is impressive. Would be good to see just a little bit more height on some of the airborne weight and stable sort of figures to try and get the thigh out a little bit more. But a really good performance there. Thoroughly enjoyed the duet. They look strong together. The synchronization on the whole was pretty good, just a few small things. But it's quite early in the season still, as they work towards the World Championships later this year. They've been together since they were 11 years of age, so they know each other very well. They're both still very young though. They're 16 years of age. So really good experience here. As juniors. They've been doing the choreography for about 4 months now. Excellent height there. Really well controlled.
J'appelle le duo numéro 11,
coached by Zana Demchenko.
de Corée.
Introducing duet number 11, Lee Young Lee and Yoon Seo Woo from Republic of Korea.
They swam in Canada recently as well at the first World Cup. 42.0459 was their score, 12th place, so just ahead of the Czech Republic who we saw before. But I know that a lot of these duets have made big changes since then. You always learn such a lot when you go to any competition, really. It's the best way of learning, to actually get feedback from the judges as well. $226.533, so again a big improvement for them. 27.8 on difficulty. Very pleased with that score, and understandably. Now a chance to see the duet from the Republic of Korea. Lee Ryung, Yoon Seo. The theme, Rain is Falling. It's a change of style for them. They've been doing this choreography for a little while, but have obviously adapted it around the new rules. Currently ranked 12th in the world. They just made the finals at the last World Championships last year. degree difficulty on this first free hybrid. Maximum time underwater and number of movements and travelling as well. Those knees locked, the rotation down. Beautiful into the split position walk out. Great on the timing there. Slightly different angles on the way out. Perfect distance from each other. Close enough so the judges can really watch both of them, but not too close that they hit each other.
Ce duo a été présenté par Léonie et Yonseo Pour, représentant la République de Corée.
The shooting is presented by Leonie and Yonseo Pour from the Republic of Korea. The shooting is under technical review.
Acrobatic lift. Late into the performance. Difficulty 1.2. And now they go into their final free hybrid. A lot of movements in this, the maximum 6.25 degree difficulty. Very good. Excellent performance there from Korea. It's very solid on a lot of it. Quite powerful at times as well. And well rehearsed considering that it's fairly early in the year. They like to challenge themselves, and that really sort of showed in that performance.
73.4. Voting score 177.2917.
Finished 8th at the last World Cup. 178.1250 was their score there, and their difficulty was 22.6. So that was their line in the sand to start the routine, learn from the competition, and start adapting and perfecting as they move through the year, they move towards the World Championships. And of course the Asian Games taking place this year as well. Nice and steady with the airborne weight and those twists. Obviously this is an angle that the judges don't have at all. They just judge what they see above the water and through the water. It really does depend on how much reflection is on there. If you're new to artistic swimming, a question I get asked an awful lot is, can they hear the music underneath the water? And yes, they can. We do count every beat of the music to make sure that they are in perfect synchronization. So 177.2917. So routine score putting them in 8th place at the moment. Elements 103.8917. Artistic impression 73.40. So, as you probably heard, we now have the duet from the Netherlands, Marloes Steenbeek and Brechtje de Brouwer. Marloes just 18 years of age, Brechtje 24. The theme of this routine is werewolves, to show the transition from human to wolf, along with the chase and the hunting. difficulty 3 hybrid. Complex angles to add to the bonuses. Very quickly into the double belly leg. Nice and high on the full twist. Nice and steady. They went from the fishtail to the knight. That's quite a hard movement to do.
Ce duo vous a été présenté par Recht de Brouwer et Magnus Stenbeck, représentant les Pays-Bas.
This routine was presented by Magnus Stenbeck and Recht de Brouwer from the Netherlands.
Very slight difference on the synchronization there. The alternating rocket split. Deep breath. This is a very long figure. 6.45 degree difficulty.
Ces nages sont entraînées par Esther Jaume.
Score for elements 458.1.
Wow, so complex with those angles and placed right at the end of the routine as well. So that's bonuses for both of those. Rotation level 6 out of 9. The rotation 7's in there as well. Flexibility 5, level 5.
Le duo numéro 13, représentant la Thaïlande.
A very difficult figure to finish with indeed. It looked very well rehearsed, the routine. They did do it at the Dutch Nationals in January. That was the first time they swam it. They really do think that the new rules allows them to challenge themselves even further. And yeah, I would definitely agree with that. 5th at the European Championships last year and currently ranked 8th in the world. The music was composed specifically for them by Alexis Maldinet. And we sometimes find that with artistic swimming, and it's wonderful to see that they can work so closely with the composers to get a piece of music which is perfect for them. So scores putting them in 2nd place at the moment. A fabulous swim, a great result. 239.7834. Degree difficulty 27.45. Elements 158.13. Artistic impression 81.65. Congratulations to them. Thailand, Phongphitorn, Phongsuan, Jaya, and the theme of this routine is Naga Dragon, supporting Thailand and Southeast Asia culture. Dragon is protectors of the gods and the water. Thailand chose it. Really nice acros. experience than some of the other competitors here, pretending to go for the B category on the technical required elements. With slightly less difficulty, but executing it well. Marks for the travel in this hybrid.
Vous venez de voir évoluer devant vous Pongpor Pongsuan et Supichaya Sampan, représentant la Thaïlande.
This footage was presented by Supichaya Sampan and Pongpor Pongsuan from Thailand.
Good synchronization.
This footage is under technical review. We kindly ask you to wait for the scores.
Ce ballet fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des scores. Ces nageuses sont entraînées par Claudia et Massimo.
Differences normally between A and B is on the number of rotations instead. And great to see them perform here at this World Cup. It's always challenging for the judges as to, not the judges, the coaches, as to how far to push athletes. And I think that they did absolutely the right thing for going for a slightly lower declared difficulty, but to be sure that they could actually execute it. It was artistic, so they would hopefully be going for a strong mark for the choreography musicality.
Introducing duet number 14,
as they build up experience.
Mashiro Yasunaga from Japan.
Their aim is to compete at the World Championships later this year. And their dream is to one day make it to qualifying for the Olympic Games. Currently ranked 28th in the world, coached by Claudia Taparelli. Less experienced than some of the other duets that we have seen and will see, but thoroughly enjoyed their performance nonetheless. Always good to see flat split position. You could just see when they had two legs out of the water that they were lower than some of the other competitors that we've seen here, but continuing to build on strength and enjoying the sport is what is key. So 145.3625, putting them in 12th place. 74.5625 on the element, 17.80 on the artistic impression. Now we have the duet from Japan, Mohiga Mashiro Yasunaga. Just 15 years of age, and she really is exceptional. She's currently the World Youth and Junior Champion. She took a bronze medal in Markham recently at the World Cup. Their theme is mysterious. good timing on the spin. Much explosive power. And so much travel around the pool already as they roll down in the flamingo. Nice height, mid-thigh. Very flat on the splits.
Vous venez de voir évoluer devant vous Moe Iga et Mashiro
Very
Yasunaga,
difficult free hybrid,
représentant le Japon.
6.95.
This routine is presented
Lots
by
of rotations, then with the
and
legs
Mashiro
crashing
Yasunaga
down to
from
the
Japan.
surface. Seems to be a very popular choice.
This routine is under technical review. We kindly ask you to wait for the source.
Ce ballet fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous
Coming up
demandons quelques
simultaneously.
instants avant l'annonce des scores.
Wonderful synchronization.
Entraîné par Takako Nakajima.
And their final free hybrid. Maximum number of movements, maximum time underwater. Very difficult movements, complex angles. .9-degree difficulty for that free hybrid at the end. Oh, what a wonderful performance there from the Japanese pair. Very powerful, quite intense at times. It's really hard to believe that Mohiga is only 15 years of age. Her partner, Yasunaga, was in the team at the Olympic Games when it was held in Tokyo. Senior level, missed out on a medal at the World Championships, finishing fourth.
0750. For artistic impression, 86.6500.
But both of them so talented.
76.7250.
8 years age difference between the two of them, but what a career they've got in front of them. Their coach, Takako Nakajima, she's won a World Championship silver, so she knows what it's like to compete at a very high level, so it's a massive support to them. It's her second year as the head coach. Legs a bit over the face there, so it should be a vertical line, but I really like the height and the way they held that before the full twist, keeping the height mid-thigh. That's what you need to do if you want your score to be more than 8. And really stretching up in the split position, the complex angles, very, very difficult to synchronize. Just a tiny little error coming into it then. But remember, the judges, they don't look at the synchronization or the difficulty. That is left these days to the technical controllers. Synchronization technical controllers, the three of them will be looking for small, obvious and major errors, and hopefully we won't see too many major errors here at this World Cup, which will be continuing throughout the weekend. 276.7250, a massive improvement on the last time I saw that duet swam at Markham, and that puts them currently in the gold medal position, but we still have, well, a number of duets, 7 more duets to swim, but a fantastic swim there from Japan. Wang from China. Twins, 26 years of age. Current world champions. They know what they've got to do to come out here. They want to be top of that podium. Theme is Lotus. Game music customized specifically for this routine. Wow. Amazing height there. They've really worked hard on the arm movements as well between the hybrid. Straight into a fairly difficult hybrid. 6.75. Roll down for the flamingo should ideally be on the spot. Just a little bit away from the other.
Ce duo a été présenté par Kiami et Yihui Wang, représentant la République populaire de Chine.
Beautiful on the arm
This
movement.
routine is presented by Kerry Wang and Yui Wang from People's Republic of China.
Fantastic timing on the boost there.
This routine is under technical review to carry
Very steady
out
with the vertical leg.
force. Ce ballet fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des sorts.
Slightly different levels, but good on the synchronization. Wonderful routine there from the Chinese twins. Really the seamless lotus beautifully, some very intricate arm movements throughout that. And they looked so light in the water, the way that they explosive power made them almost swim above the surface of the water on some of the arm movements. It was really lovely to see.
J'appelle le duo numéro 16, représentant l'Espagne.
Introducing duel
They
number
wanted to be as
16,
elegant as
Anissa
possible to
Ozogna
match the
and
music.
Benedicto Casas from Spain.
They're always in tune with each other. So if they make a mistake, they normally make the same mistake at the same time. Wonderful performance. So they're just doing a bit of a technical review. The score they have to beat is 276.725, which is the score for Japan at the moment, just slightly ahead of the Austrian pair at 273.34. Even in slow motion, excellent synchronization here. The underwater speaker in the background. Back out on the thrust above the waist. technical reviews being done. 30.25 still for degree difficulty. Overall, a score of 285 points. I think it was 0.4 went off the screen. But certainly good enough to put them in first place ahead of the duet from Japan. Duet from Spain, 16th to swim out of 21. Alisa Ozagin, Iris Tia Casas. With this music, I think he'll pick it up anyway. It's Let's Play Baseball. Music, Proud Mary by Tina Turner. The vertical line before 3 rotations. Very complex angles. 5.50. This free hybrid. Practicing a number of moves and time underwater. Look how close they're swimming together. Good timing on the walkout.
Vous venez de voir s'exprimer devant vous Alisa Ozogina et Iris Tia Casas, représentant l'Espagne.
This shooting was presented by Alisa Ozogina and Iris Tia Casas from Spain.
Speed of movement really fast, which is good. It's a higher risk if they do it that fast.
Ces nageuses sont entraînées par Maiko Fujiki et Cécile Jiménez. Le thème de leur duo, Let's Play Baseball.
Score for elements 156.6.
Okay, lots of rotations, 360-degree turns with angles, with legs coming down into a flat position in between, which certainly has become the popular move since these new rules were introduced, because rotations, if there's more risk to them, they are a higher degree difficulty. So if you can do a lot of rotations level 5 up to level 9, then that is always very impressive indeed, and they certainly did a lot of 5s and 7s within that last figure, and placing it right at the end as well. I've mentioned before, that gets bonus marks as well. But what a fun routine that is. It isn't a new routine. The music's been used before, but obviously the choreography is new for this year to fit in with the new rules. They love watching the baseball games. Managed to fit in the free duet, not the technical duet, but the free duet at the World Championships last year. First round together with this routine in 2021, and obviously, as I say, have adapted it since then because of all of these new rules. You can see just small synchronization errors coming into it, particularly when you see it in slow motion, but some good complex angles as well. Choreography and coaches by Mayuka Fujiki. Cecil Jimenez as well has helped with the coaching as well. So fourth place for them with 242.2667, degree difficulty 26.15, so a difficult routine. Good score on the elements, 156.66, artistic impression 85.60. And didn't they look like they were having a lot of fun swimming that? Really, it does help to lift everybody up when you see the athletes enjoying the performance as much as we do. So next to swim we have Kate Shortman and Isabel Thorpe from Great Britain. Kate 21 years of age, Isabel 22. The theme of their routine is the Big Ben clock. You should be able to see that from the costumes and the choreography. Wow, really good height on the back flip. They've really thought about the artistic side of this choreography as well. So look for the clock movements as we see the rocket split alternating with the spin. Excellent travel.
Représentant la Grande-Bretagne. This routine is presented by Isabel Thorpe and Kate Shortman from Great Britain.
5.15 for the free hybrid, starting off with a very difficult movement at the beginning.
Ce ballet fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des scores.
Hold the twist nice and steady. That's a good walkout. Nice transitions, covering the pool.
Score for elements 163.2542.
Timing good.
For artistic impression 79.0500. Written score 242.
Into a very difficult final hybrid. Extra bonus for travel, complex angles, degree difficulty. Exhausting right at the end. But they really are trying hard to go on the artistic side as well as the technical side, which I think shone through in that performance. Costumes absolutely beautiful, really depicting the Big Ben clock, the chimes of Big Ben. They wanted to do something very English. Their aim, they're working hard most of the time down in Bristol. Their aim is to qualify for the Olympic Games in Paris next year. Coached by Yumiko Tomomatsu and Karen Thorpe, the mother of Isabel Thorpe. Ranked 7th in Europe and 9th in the world. Doing choreography since around December, with changes obviously, new rules coming in. But the height here is a great start. She managed to get a full rotation in on the back flip. Nice body alignment here. There are a few tiny synchronization errors. not on that particular bit. Don't forget the synchronization errors are then deducted from the element score. And then added to the artistic impression for the overall score. Fourth place at the moment, 242.3012, 28.05 difficulty, 163.2542 on the elements. A good score for the first outing, and showing that routine is the first time in an international competition. So now we have from the Czech Republic, Deborah Vorokova, Nicole Yurakova. So each country is allowed to enter more than one duet. They can enter a couple, but only one goes through to the final ranking. So sometimes it's good though for experience to have two duets. See, the control wasn't quite there on the full rotation. Very hard to do some of these elements. But a really nice acro pair movement.
Vous venez de voir s'exprimer devant vous Deborah Vorakova et Nicole Vorakova, représentant la République tchèque.
Technical required elements are doing the alternating splits and the rocket split. Nice alignment on the spin down.
Score for elements 77.5626. Artistic impression 67.8. Routine score 145.362.
Very tight, so there isn't any wobbling on the spin.
J'appelle le duo numéro 19.
Good work with two arms out of the water.
Introducing duet number 19, Angelika Basenelli and Lanka Barbox from Hungary.
With the free hybrid at the end of 3.25. Here to get valuable experience. It was good to see though that they did go for the A technical required elements, just one B within that, which was TRE5B for the people that know a lot about artistic swimming. Enjoyed the performance. Went with some complex angles right at the beginning, and then a few more angles in the free hybrid at the end as well. As we get a chance to have another look at it, you can just see a few synchronization errors right at the beginning. Quite obvious, and as I say, even more obvious when we're watching it in slow motion. But all of these athletes are tremendously skilled. It's an incredibly difficult sport to do. To be able to get these technical required elements perfectly together, synchronized with amazing execution. It's really not easy at all. And I have complete admiration for all of the competitors at this World Cup in Montpellier. So 145.3626, degree difficulty 18.65, 77.5626 and 67 for the artistic impression. They say they are the second duet from the Czech Republic, so here for their score and for experience. As we move now, duet number 19. Angelica Bastianelli. The theme of their routine is mythical immortal creature. Watch the synchronization on the arm movements as well. It all makes a difference to the overall presentation.
Ce duo vous a été présenté par Angelica Bastianelli et Blanca Barbox, représentant la Hongrie.
This routine was presented by Angelica Bastianelli and Blanca Barbox from Hungary.
Quickly up from the walkover back, up into the vertical before the 3 rotations.
This routine is under technical review. We kindly ask you to wait for the scores.
Ce ballet fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des scores. Ces nageuses sont entraînées par Petra Arkovic.
Trying hard to keep that vertical line above the knees. Nice on the thrust. Good difficulty in their free hybrid. This is a 4.2. Very energetic performance there from the duet from Hungary. Again, quite a young duet. Blanca, just only 15 years of age, so a really exceptional performance. And Angelica is 14, so only 15 this year. So what a wonderful performance that was from them, when you consider how young they are as well. Their aim is 1 year to be able to compete at the Olympic Games. It's their first time swimming in a senior competition, their second season as a duet. They scored 158.733 in Markham recently. Coach Petra Arkovic will be looking for continuous improvement from that score. But it's really good to see some of these young athletes coming up and participating in senior competitions. Nice timing there to start with. Started going off just at the end, isn't it? And the alignment slightly off at the end as well. Really important to keep that body alignment until the toes are right underneath the water. This is a hard movement, but get your knees out of the water. Come on, really work those arms, hold that core in tight. As they grow in strength, the height will come, I'm sure. But I really enjoyed the performance. So the technical controllers analysing the routine. With a 19th to swim, we have 25 duets in total. I think I might have said 21 earlier, it's actually 25. So we've got even more that we can enjoy. So, as you probably heard, a technical problem. I'm not sure if that's to do with the technical controllers or whether it's a technical problem overall, scoring system, but hopefully it will be resolved as soon as possible. I hope you're enjoying all of the different choreographies, the choice of music, which is completely free for the coaches and the athletes. When it comes to the music choice, the coach often chooses it, plays it to the athletes, but the athlete has to love the music as well, because if they don't, you get very fed up with it very quickly, because you literally hear it over and over and over again when you're training. It's even when you stop training, it's still going round and round and round and round in your head. So if you don't like the music, you have a problem really. So it's normally a collaborative approach when it comes to choosing that. You also want to find a piece of music that does help you to depict the theme of the routine. It should be obvious to the judges, particularly the artistic judges, what the theme of the routine is, maybe from the costumes, maybe from the movements within the routine and the music. So I'm not quite sure what is happening here. Lisa Schott has just walked up to the duet to have a word with them. So maybe she's asking them to stand down just for a short while they resolve the problem. But yes, going back to themes, it's so good to have music where you know immediately what the theme is. And it helps so much with the artistic side of the choreography as well, if you have something that you can use to help you with the movements. Very important also at the moment, well it always has been, but even more so now, is the musicality, how you interpret that music, the overall choreography. And that is a score just on its own from the artistic impression judges. They also look at the overall performance and the transitions as well. So plenty to look at, but they don't need to worry about the synchronization too much. Having said that, if it's a team and the lines aren't in the right patterns, then it can sometimes influence the artistic score as well and the overall performance. But my apologies, I'm not quite sure what the technical problem is at the moment, so I'm afraid you're going to have to listen to my voice for a little bit longer while this is resolved. Fabulous facilities here in Montpellier. This pool is 50 metres long, as you can see. They have cordoned it off at 25 metres. So the competition is at one end of the pool and training is at the other end. It's amazing how much training actually goes on at the competition as well. They really don't wind down and stop to rest much. before they actually compete. They are in that pool every minute of the day trying to work on tiny little bits, particularly with the teams, to make sure that they get the synchronization absolutely perfect. And of course, the teams have to be here to support their teammates when it comes to the duet competition.
from the United States of America.
Some wonderful angles, particularly on the underwater shots today, which really show off the hard work that's going on underneath the water to achieve the excellence above the water. A bit like a swan working really hard but looking so elegant above the surface. Training wise, most of these athletes would train around 6 to 8 hours a day, of which the minimum of that for 4 hours would be actually in the pool, in the water. Other than that, they do dance training. They also do acrobatic training, because the acrobatic moves are a team of their own, which has been introduced into the Olympics, the acrobatic routine, which we'll see in a couple of days' time. So it's dance, it's gym, it's swimming, just all-round fitness, and hours and hours and hours spent video watching the timing frame by frame, trying to perfect the all-important synchronization. Remember the sport. So I can see the scores now for Hungary. I'm not sure what the issue was, but 174.1209, 14th place. It sounded like they may have been having some penalties, and that would show then in the elements score. So maybe that's what they wanted to review, and that's why it took quite a long time. So my apologies for that.
Allez, mesdames et messieurs, dans quelques instants, ce sera la reprise de la compétition de ces duos techniques.
So now the two 17-year-olds, Gumi Field, Calista Liu from the USA, United States of America, finished 5th this tournament just a few weeks ago at the first World Cup. And their theme is Eat the Apple. Show off
également sur la chaîne YouTube de World Aquatic,
having a restart, and I think I heard an apology. This isn't what the athletes want. Obviously they have been waiting a huge amount of time, trying to keep warm, trying to keep focused with their coaches. It's really difficult when you have to wait that long. Then you prepare yourself, you're in the zone, you visualize this performance, you walk out there, and then you have to walk back again. So I feel for them having to go through this, but I'm sure there was a very good reason why they were asked to restart. And I'm sure it was absolutely no fault of theirs. So yeah, still a technical problem.
D'aller faire un petit tour au niveau du stand de Turbo dans le hall de la piscine, où l'équipe Turbo se fera un plaisir de vous accueillir, également la boutique officielle de la Fédération française de natation.
So they will be once again getting back into the zone, talking to with their coaches, trying to stay warm. The last thing you want when you dive into the pool, when you've been waiting a long time, is to maybe get cramp. I remember many years ago, and maybe not that long ago actually, but a while ago, swimming in a solo competition in an outdoor pool, and just before I came to walk on there was a massive thunderstorm, and all the judges had to be moved under cover, and I had to wait for about 45 minutes while they resolved the problem. So I know just how it feels for these athletes.
Évidemment, tout à l'heure, à l'issue de ces solos techniques, de ces duos techniques, pardon, nous aurons des cadeaux à vous offrir, toujours plus
I think
de
the
cadeaux
problem
pour le
seemed to
public.
be on the
Allez, on vous demande encore un petit peu de patience, messieurs, dames, pour que nous puissions résoudre le petit problème technique que nous rencontrons. Donc j'espère que vous allez encore garder de l'énergie pour encourager nos athlètes qui sont là en chambre d'appel et pour qui la pression va augmenter. Donc j'espère qu'au retour de la compétition, vous serez en forme pour les encourager, messieurs, dames. Est-ce que Montpellier, vous êtes là? Ça me fait plaisir, je pense que les athlètes sont heureuses de vous entendre.
We will start again.
so hopefully the issues around the scoring, which I believe it is,
Nous allons reprendre
will
la compétition.
be repaired soon.
J'appelle le duo numéro 20
And then we will be able to hopefully go to the rest of the duet finals with 5 routines still to swim. Very difficult for those 5 duets. Just waiting to find out what is happening on the technical side. So my apologies. If you're watching, now might be quite a good time to go and get yourself a drink and then come back and join us shortly, and hopefully it will have been resolved. There will be a lot of people running around behind the scenes now trying to resolve this issue, but I think I'm hearing that they may be able to start again pretty soon. So once again, we introduce the 17-year-olds, Megumi Field, Callista Liu, from the United States of America. Eat the Apple, based on Adam and Eve, showing evolution and creativity. But when you break the limits, you grow. So precise with their movements. Well. Beautiful control.
J'appelle le duo numéro 21 représentant la Suisse.
Introducing duet number 21, Margot Varesio and Emma Grovenor from Switzerland.
Overall, pretty good synchronization. And packed full of content. Some really good transitions in that performance. And on the free hybrids, complex angles and travel to get the bonus points. Degree difficulty of 6.65, so very difficult. On the first free hybrid and 6.05 on the second free hybrid. Right up as high to the surface as possible. So the scores 254.5458. That puts them in a fourth place. High degree difficulty 29.5. An overall exceptional performance there from the United States of America. And next to swim, we have the duet from Switzerland, Emma Grosner, Margot Varesio, both 21 years of age. And their theme is Velodrome by the Chemical Brothers. It was a piece that was used at the London 2012 Olympics. The coach found it and the athletes loved it. And now we see their choreography to it.
Ce duo vous a été présenté par Margot Varesio et Emma Grovenor, représentant la Suisse.
The shooting was presented by Margot Varesio
Remember, there's 5 required elements that they have to do, and all of the duets have to do exactly the same elements. They have a choice of whether they do an A or a B. So there are slight differences in what they do depending on the level of the swimmers. Then they do 2 free hybrids, where the coach has to write it on the coach card to assign the degree of difficulty, and 1 acrobatic movement. So important, they're swimming close together. That's good.
Score for elements 139.7708. Artistic impression 77.4. Routing score 217.1708.
To aim for a nice height when it comes to the double leg verticals.
Introducing number 22, Anastasia Bayandina and Eva Planet from France.
Synchronization. Other story, mother.
Really depicting the theme of velodrome throughout that performance. First free hybrid, a 5.7 degree difficulty. The second one 4.45, and the technical required elements generally are sort of around the 2.9, 3.2 sort of level, so all fairly similar on that. As I say, the coach found the music, and the athletes loved the idea. They've had fun choreographing it, coming up with the ideas around the velodrome. Their aim is to qualify for the Olympics next year. Just missed out on making the World Championship final last year. So we get a chance to see some of their movements again. Yeah, they were 13th in Budapest last year. So very much hoping to make the final at the World Championships this year. So total 217.1708, 10th place at the moment. Element score 139.77, artistic score 77.400. They've had a long wait, but now it's the duet from France, Anastasia Bayandina and Yves Planier, 26 and 22-year-old. Their theme is nature. Music and prologue, Woodkid. Music was used for the Olympic Games flag exchange from Tokyo to Paris.
Représentant la France.
Really good unbalanced move there. French are always so creative, always try to go for something different. Very steady on their verticals generally. The presentation is always strong as well.
Ces duettistes sont entraînés par Julie Fabre.
Just could do with a little bit more height sometimes on the airborne height. Both of these athletes, wonderful flexibility.
Score for elements 158.7. Artistic impression 84.9. Routine score 243.6.
J'appelle le duo numéro 23 représentant la Belgique.
Introducing duet number 23, Kato Banaker.
Really good to see the unbalanced moves within this. So many rotations. That's why they get a 6.1 degree difficulty for their final hybrid. Some really good body lines within that. Explosive power when it was needed. Showing off their flexibility, but controlled as well when it needed to be. And good synchronization on the angles. So a score of 243.6000, which is a 5th place. The second duet from Belgium, the 17-year-olds, Silke Hoved, Kato Vanakakere. The theme is beats.
Kato Vanakere et Silke Hoved, représentant la Belgique.
This bouquet was presented by Kato Vanneker and Silke Olgut from Belgium.
Ces nageuses sont entraînées par Annabelle Riquière.
Score for elements 86.6543. For artistic impression,
If you've recently just joined us,
written score
you will
150.7543.
notice two panels of judges either side of the pool, one looking at the elements and the execution of those elements, and one panel looking at artistic impression.
Introducing duet number 24.
Technical controllers are looking at the coach's card. And technical controllers are also looking at the synchronization. For the elements, really important that they're as high as possible, as steady as possible, and on the thrust movements that they get maximum height out of the water. Two legs, if you're just above the knees, then that counts for about a 6.5 or a 7 on the score. If your hips are out, then that's how you get a maximum 10. So score for Belgium, currently ranking 19th, 150.7513.
This footing was presented by Vladislava and Marina Alexieva from Ukraine. Ces nageuses sont entraînées par Svetlana Saïdova et Olesia Saïtseva. This footage is under technical review. We kindly ask you to wait for the scores.
Ce ballet fait l'objet d'une vérification vidéo. Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des scores.
Score for elements 76.6832. For artistic impression 87.3. Routine score 163.9832.
J'appelle le duo numéro 25 représentant le Liechtenstein.
Introducing duet number 25, Laila Marcer and Noemi Büchel from Liechtenstein.
Michel, représentant le Liechtenstein.
This booking was presented by Leila Marceau and Noémie Michel from Liechtenstein. We have technical problems. Please wait a few minutes.
Nous rencontrons quelques petits problèmes techniques. Leila et Noémie sont entraînées par Chiara Carmignato. Elles se sont exprimées sur une chorégraphie de Francesca Zampieri.
Allez, évidemment, messieurs, dames, vous n'êtes pas sans savoir que nous sommes en direct sur la chaîne officielle de la Fédération française de natation, ffnatation.tv, pour celles et ceux qui voudraient nous rejoindre et profiter des commentaires de Virginie Dedieu et Olivier Ligné, également sur la chaîne YouTube de World Aquatics, la chaîne locale via Occitanie et également la chaîne nationale Sport en France qui nous accompagne sur cette étape de Coupe du Monde de natation artistique. Allez, encore quelques petits instants de patience, messieurs, dames, afin de voir la note. Évidemment, n'oubliez pas la boutique officielle de la Fédération française de natation qui se trouve dans le hall d'entrée de la piscine. Vous trouvez les goodies cadeaux à l'effigie de l'événement. Donc n'hésitez pas à faire un petit tour si vous voulez repartir avec un souvenir. Également le stand de Turbo, partenaire de l'événement, qui nous propose des équipements sportifs pour pourquoi pas investir dans un maillot de bain avant l'été. Pourquoi pas un maillot de bain Turbo. À vrai dire, également à partir de demain, le stand Make-up Forever, partenaire beauté de la Fédération française de natation, stand sur lequel vous allez pouvoir profiter d'une remise exceptionnelle de 50% pendant toute la durée de la compétition. Donc n'hésitez pas à partir de demain 2h30 à aller faire un tour sur le stand Make-up Forever. Effectivement, demain, nous aurons des animations dédiées Make-up Forever où vous pouvez remporter des cadeaux, des goodies make-up, du maquillage et plein d'autres choses encore. Donc, pour celles et ceux qui étaient indécis à rester éventuellement demain et dimanche, n'hésitez pas à nous rejoindre et à rester avec nous. Une fois de plus, on tient à remercier l'ensemble des bénévoles de cette compétition, sans qui évidemment cette compétition ne pourrait avoir lieu. Donc je pense que, messieurs, dames, on peut faire un tonnerre d'applaudissements, s'il vous plaît, pour tous les bénévoles de la compétition. Ils sont très nombreux aujourd'hui et je pense qu'on peut faire bien fort. Également, un grand merci à l'ensemble du personnel de la piscine, la direction, la ville de Montpellier et tous les acteurs majeurs qui ont permis le bon déroulement de cet événement. Merci à eux. Également merci à la métropole de Montpellier, la ville de Montpellier, la Ligue d'Occitanie Natation et la région d'Occitanie qui sont nos partenaires institutionnels sur cette deuxième étape de Coupe du Monde. Également Michael Forever, partenaire beauté de la Fédération française de natation, CNews. Nous accompagne également Montpellier Stream, notre partenaire en groupe, qui nous accompagne sur l'ensemble de cette compétition. Je vous rappelle une fois de plus, n'hésitez pas à profiter des commentaires d'une ex-championne olympique, Virginie Delieu, qui est commentaire accompagné d'Olivier Ligné sur l'ensemble des chaînes ffnatation.tv, le YouTube de World Aquatics, via Occitanie et Sport en France. Tous ces médias sont strictement gratuits, il suffit juste de vous inscrire pour pouvoir accéder aux vidéos et aux replays.
Moves we see at all levels. Good timing. Absolutely superb. And amazing flexibility, great balance. Incredible right at the end there. Lovely pictures of slow motion here.